finally picked a different color palette for this month. This is a big deal. Big deal. Hi y'all. I know the saying is April showers bring May flowers, but that's never really been true where I live. And especially with my birthday being in April, I didn't really ever attach to the visual of April being a rainy month. In my mind, it's the first real month of spring. Recently, I've also been inspired by this soft, romantic aesthetic and color palette, and so that's what I wanted to try to bring into this month is these soft, lovely little multicolored carnations, lots of washi tape, sort of a collage, and just overall a very delicate, soft feel. Flipping through my old bullet journal cover pages, the ones that were my favorite were usually the ones that had some sort of multimedia aspect, in this case the second media being paper and stickers. And so I was trying to reincorporate that. It's a little bit more work, but overall it does make me happier, and so I think that extra little bit of effort is worth it. I'll have the numbers of each of the tombow markers that I'm using in the description, but I'm just using 5, a light, a medium, and a darker tone of pink, and then 2 greens that I think complement those colors really well. And then a quote from a Taylor Swift song, because I am turning 18 this month and I had to commemorate that somehow. After that quote, I felt like there was still a little bit of empty space, and so I added some washi tape. This solid color washi tape is one of many that I have, and I really need to start using them up because there are just so many I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. I also added 2 diagonal frames to the quote, which in my mind I always call them scrapbook frames because that's what I would always see in scrapbooks. I have no idea what they're actually called, but maybe now you'll call them that too. In keeping with the delicate theme, I did a very small calendar, 3x2, so very much smaller than what I usually do, and then I added some collage paper to the top of it, which I was a little sad to just use that tiny little scrap. I'm not entirely sure that I'm thrilled with the way it looks, but it's okay. I don't not like it. I also added 2 more carnations, and I wanted to talk about that while you are watching them up here on screen, because the video that you're watching is at 3.5 times the speed that it actually took me to draw it. And with the rise of shorts and reels and TikToks and all that sort of thing, the actual length of time that it takes a person to make something and perfect their craft is sort of lost, and I wanted to talk about that because it does take time to do things. Like my calligraphy on the April didn't just take the 5 seconds or so that you saw it on screen, it took at least 4 times that. And I think we should talk about that because, especially for beginners, it can be really intimidating to think, wow, this person is doing this so well, so fast. But maybe that's not quite all it seems. Typically, my bullet journal setups take anywhere from half an hour to a little bit over 45 minutes. And obviously I shortened that down because I don't want to post a 30-minute video, although if that is something that there's interest for, we might be able to negotiate a little bit. But I wanted to go in and explain that bullet journaling does take up a decent amount of time, and to me it's worth it because it's a scheduled time that I get to be creative and have fun. And while that works for some people, it doesn't always work for the next person, and overall the entire way that media and art is portrayed right now is a little bit misleading. All that being said, this goals page that I have made I think turned out really cute. I'm using a color block of the lightest colors in my palette for each of the goal sections, and it's really simple, really easy setup, and I think it looks fabulous. Currently, I'm almost at the end of my last chapter of high school, and then the next chapter of college is about to begin, and so I have a ton of things going on in regards to senior pictures. And yesterday I opened my last college decision, and so I know where I'm going to go to college, which is very exciting. No spoilers, but it's really funny to see what my goals were when I flip back through my bullet journal. Sometimes they're realistic and sometimes I'm like, wow, that was very overambitious. But all the same, it's fun to keep track of it. If you are reading my goals, you might notice that a goal of mine is to post 2 YouTube videos a month. So you will be getting a plan with me as usual, and hopefully one more. Goal of mine both this month and this summer is to put a little bit more content out for you guys, because it's fun for me to make and I think you guys are still sticking around, so it must be fun to watch too. Something that I don't usually show in these setup videos is what my weekly spreads look like, and that is because I don't really like setting up the entire week at a time. Instead, I prefer to do it daily, but sometimes I'll set up 2 or 3 days in advance so that it matches. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm using some gorgeous paper and a really pretty sticker that I was happy to find a home for. And I think it looks pretty good. So that concludes this April setup. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please stick around and let me know what you think about this setup. Goodbye, and I love you.